Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk Business. Here we are at episode number 7. It's good to see you. As I said up top, whether you're watching us on 94.5 The Answer, checking out our podcast, or watching our weekly YouTube video series, it is good to have you here. I'm glad you found us. Our first guest today is somebody who's been with me a couple times already over the last few months, and that is Travis Seward. Travis is the Chief of Staff at EVG Media, and as I said at the top of the show, EVG is a marketing agency with more than 20 years of experience in global digital strategy, and this guy that I got here with me is an expert. I call him a marketing mastermind. He knows everything we need to know about digital content solutions. Welcome.
Thanks, Rick. It's good to be back.
It is good to have you here, Travis. Anything new going on in your world? Of course there is.
Always.
Right?
Yep. Clients' needs are changing every day. Technology's changing for us.
Right.
We've always got a full plate.
Right. Of course you do. And I want to talk all about technology in a second. But first, for those of our viewers and our listeners that might not have picked you up on a prior episode, tell us a little bit about EVG Media.
So EVG Media is a content creation and management company. We have clients in hospitality, travel, tourism, staffing, you name it. We have a bevy of writers who can step up and create wonderful, amazing content all over the world in native languages and localization expertise.
Right.
If you need to know what's going on around the corner in London, we've got somebody who can help you figure
Isn't
it out.
that crazy? And every time you come on the show, I always comment on this, but you got 600 or 700 people that you contract with worldwide to where you can provide content solutions in any language basically that you want. And I love it when there is a business doing business globally that is headquartered right here in good old Greenville, South Carolina. So it's good to have you here.
Thanks.
And Brian Kolb, he is the CEO. And how's Brian doing?
Brian is wonderful.
Okay. Hey to Brian.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk business.
Okay.
So right before we came on, we were talking about artificial intelligence and how AI seems to be taking over everything. You hear about AI constantly. I was with an IT CEO here recently talking about it. Derek Davis with Intellinet, maybe you caught that. We've talked about it from a cybersecurity perspective, but we're going to talk about it from a content perspective, which blows my mind. Tell me what our marketers need to know about AI.
So it's an emerging space. And for those who don't know AI, it is the ability for technology to take a lot of information from the web. They're able to put it into context and spit out something that really looks like an answer written by a human.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing because they can so quickly analyze all the data, they can put it in context, and they can provide you with an answer faster than even a Google search.
Happens just like that. You know, I knew, and I was Googling around a little bit, and I check this out. I just Googled AI, and one of the first news stories that came up, and it was because it happened a couple days ago, is that the Pope actually weighed in on the AI controversy. The Vatican put out a statement. I'm just going to read it to you for the fun of it. AI is having a rapidly increasing impact on human activity, personal and social life, politics, and the economy, and Pope Francis calls for an open dialogue on the meaning of these new technologies. When the Pope is worried, then we got to be worried. So tell me this. That cracks me up. Tell me this. So is this going to take the job of? You got people that work everywhere. Are you going to lose some of these folks because of this technology?
So at this current time, I believe all of our writers and journalists are safe. AI is a powerful tool. It can churn through tons of data points really quickly. It can provide a really nice summary. If you want a job description for something that's, you need a new receptionist, it can roll through and figure out what all of the primary responsibilities are of receptionists all over the world. But when it comes to marketing your product, your business, you know it best. And it's really going to take the expertise of somebody to be a thought leader and to share that knowledge that only that person who's created that product knows.
So if I'm playing devil's advocate, what I hear you saying, though, is that if you have a generic brand, if you're talking generically about a generic topic of some sort, if you are painting with a broad brush, that AI might be sufficient for you. Otherwise, Stick with what you got.
So it totally has a place in the workplace. It can help you work more efficiently, faster. Last week, I was in Chautauqua, New York, and had a keynote speaker by Vahani Vara, who was a tech journalist at the Washington Post. She's an author as well. In a previous version of AI, she used ChatGPT to write an essay about the loss of her sister to cancer. And it was fascinating to hear her process. And she would put prompts into the computer, and it would start to tell the story based on what it knew about other people's stories dealing with cancer. And she took all of those words and those prompts, but she rewrote things in her own words. And then she'd put a prompt in, and it was like, I miss my sister so much, I really wanted to start a foundation and do fundraising by creating a marathon. Right. Running marathons. And she was like, I'm never going to run a marathon. So it got it completely wrong, but it did make her think, how can I process my grief? How do other people process grief? How can I tell this story that's unique to me? So when she was done, she ended up with a groundbreaking piece that was written with the help of a computer, all in her own words. And when she was done at the final note, the last sentence is the only sentence in the entire essay that she did not change. It was written by the computer, but it took her like 160 prompts to find the sentence that she needed to end her story.
You remember what that sentence was?
I can't tell you the sentence.
Dude.
I know, but it's easily found on the web.
All right, well, I'll Google it later.
Yes.
So, I've been in the media business, of course, my entire life. And I started out on the editorial side. I was an editor for a while. And I know now that when I am writing from time to time, that sometimes I just need help with lingo. I just need help with, I don't know this industry, whatever it might be, as well as maybe I should. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes I'm just Googling around trying to find lingo. And I would assume this would be a great way to do that.
It can be. It really does help you get through the writer's block, do the basic research, but I will say beware. There's a case also in the news about a lawyer in New York who used it to write a brief. AI came up with some citations and some facts. He submitted it to the court, and it was bogus.
Oh, my goodness.
And even when he went as far to say, AI, is this real and is this truthful? It wasn't.
Wow.
So I would always say, use it for the research, but check and verify and put it in your own words.
Be cautious. Be cautious. Okay, Google. Google is a client of yours, and they are working on some new products that use AI. First of all, tell me how Google is a client, what you do for Google, and then let's talk about AI.
So Google needed a lot of localized content for their Maps project. So when you Google a place and you see a 150-word description, that was written by our team. Mm-hmm. And we've covered thousands and thousands of points of interest around the globe for them.
Right.
And we're one of the few businesses that does that kind of work for Google right here in Greenville.
How about that?
So the thing that's fascinating for me with Google is it's the place we all go to every day for answers.
Yeah.
We all know what a Google search result looks like. You know that you're going to see an advertisement. You might get a list of sites that have content that you really, need to check out. So if you're looking for the best pizza in your city, it may list 4 or 5 pizza places. It may list an article from a travel company or the local CBB. And then it's up to you to decide which site to click on and read about that and find your answer. Well, Google's working through a generative AI process. It's in beta. Our team at the office here in Greenville is testing it with them. We've got a couple seats. And so we've been watching it for a few months and watching how the results change and the product evolves on the screen. The most recent, what we're seeing is they're actually taking that content from the web and putting it into a unique paragraph. So instead of having 6 sites, they'll give you a paragraph that says, people in Greenville think that these are the best pizza places, and that these are what make these pizza places unique. And so you can read the answer in a solid paragraph. Now, what's really fascinating is also on the screen, you can see, and they're disclosing where they get that information. And that's where I find it really important, because we need to know where the facts are coming from, because we need to know how valid the source is. So I can say, oh, I like pizza place A. click on it, see where they got the information, and go deeper to read from that source about that pizza place. So I think we will probably all see a little less traffic to our websites because you're going to be able to get the answer that you want probably on the first page of Google.
Right.
But if you have real people writing quality content and telling your story, it'll give people a reason to click through and read further.
Yeah. Good advice. And I love it. Again, I told you this the last time. I love it when there is a local company in Greenville that is doing business with a client like Google. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Folks, that is Travis Seward. Travis is the Chief of Staff at EVG Media. And we appreciate you joining us, but don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in only about 60 seconds. See you in a sec.